What's going on, folks? Ken here with RENOS for Pros and Joes, helping you simplify the renovation and remodeling process. On this channel, we do hands-on product, tool, and gear reviews, as well as renovation tip and strategy videos. So if you're interested in renovation, remodeling, repair, real estate, or home improvement, then subscribe, because this channel and this content is for you. So in today's video, we are going to be unboxing and demonstrating the DEWALT 12-inch 20-volt max compact chainsaw. And so let me tell you a little bit about this unit before we unbox it. It has a 12-inch bar. It does run on a 20-volt max battery, and it actually has a bar and chain by Oregon, which is a well-known chainsaw parts and products manufacturer. It has an automatic oiler, and it also comes with a bar scabbard to cover up your bar and chain when you're storing the unit or traveling with it, to help keep it from getting damaged, as well as transferring oil and debris and things like that on things that are going to be around it. It has a weight of 12.7 pounds, and it cuts at a speed of 7.7 meters per second, which is approximately 25.25 feet per second. So that is the basic information on this unit. Let's go ahead and unbox it. I have taken the liberty of course, looking inside to make sure everything was here before we got started, but it is unused. So let's go ahead and take it out of the box here and take a look at it. All right, so this is what the unit looks like. It is extremely compact, but it has a very good feel, and it feels very balanced. Let's jump out here and put this thing to work. All right, so now I've got the unit over at our work area, and there's a couple things that I do want to point out. A chainsaw does require bar and chain oil, and the reservoir for that on this unit is here on the left side. And we're just gonna pop up our little lever here and pull it out. And we're going to go ahead and load this up with oil, and then we'll be ready to go ahead and rock and roll. This is an essential part of doing this type of work. Bar and chain oil is a must. And as we get started, I do want to mention that the DEWALT information on this unit does describe ideal uses for it as being cutting beams for framing, as well as doing limb maintenance for trees and things of that nature, as well as demo that you would typically find yourself doing on renovation and remodeling projects that are more involved. So those are the three areas where the unit is designed to be used ideally. And so we're going to run through a couple of those scenarios here today. I do have some different sizes of framing lumber here to my left hand side, and I've got plenty of tree limbs that we can also test out to see how this unit performs. So let's go ahead and get started. All right, so we've got our 2x4 in place, and we've got our saw ready to go as well. It does have a safety here on this side. This is what has to be pushed in order for the trigger mechanism to work, which is located here. Otherwise, it will not come on. And then this is going to be our brake here. So if you have this piece pushed out like that, it will not work. You've got to have it back like this, and then press here your lock, and you're ready to go. So there's our 2x4. All right, 2x6, here we go. We are getting a little bit of movement here So what I will do is hold this in addition to it. And this saw is actually light enough. If you got pretty strong hands, you can control it like this. I wouldn't recommend it just in the event that you do have a kickback. You don't want to be compromising your ability to hold this unit steady. So there you go. That was a little bit faster. Let's move up in lumber one more time. So we did 2x4, we've done 2x6. Now let's do a 2x10. This is a new 2x10. And I am going to have to stabilize this. So let's go ahead. Let's do one more cut with this. All right, so this is some reclaimed framing lumber from a renovation project. And this has got some nails and things in it. And this is some really old wood. So let's just see if we can make a few cuts on this one. As you can see, it's got some really large nails in there. But let's just see if we can just cut the end off of this just to see how this performs in more of a real world application here. There we go, clean cut. So as a quick recap, we started off with a 2x4, and then we moved up to 2x6. Then we jumped to 2x10, and then we jumped over to some double 2x4s with nails in them, framing demo. And so now we're ready to jump over to cutting up some tree limbs. So let's go ahead and see how this unit performs doing that type of work. All right, so this is going to be the first piece of wood that we cut. This is an old piece of a pine tree. This is actually a log and not a limb. As you can see, it is just a touch over 5¼ inches, almost 5½ inches this way. If we turn it this way, it's right at 4¾ and it's pretty dry, as you can see from the way that I'm handling it here. If we flip it around this way, maybe a little bit thicker on this side. As you can see, we are at a little bit over 5½ here. And then flip it this way and we're about 5¼ that way. So let's start by cutting on the skinny end, because that's going to be the easiest to cut, and then we'll go from there. So I am going to cut through here and cut off this piece, and let's see, make sure that we've got it the way that we want it. Hey, I said it was old. And then let's do another one, and I'm going to turn the saw this way for this one. See that? Clean cut. All right, now let's step things up a little bit. I have some limbs that are a lot more fresh, have a lot more spring to them. So let's grab one of those and see how that performs as well. All right, so now we've got a fallen piece of oak. See how well this performs. We're gonna do a couple of cuts here. Okay. You can see what this wood looks like. Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and give this one a try. Get that out of the way for us. And then I've got two hands on the saw now, so let's go ahead and make our cut. Now, taking it almost all the way through there, I don't want to have it pinch my blade. So you can see, cut through that, no problem. All right, and so while we've got this piece ready to go, we've got a split end here. Show you what that looks like here. Let's just make another cut here. Trying to pop it, but as I said, guys, this one's pretty fresh. So that bark has still got a lot of resilience to it. Steel toe boots. So there's another cut for you. You can see what that looks like with oak. Got like a nice bug on there too. Let's do one last cut just to drive home the point here. Got an old piece of a pine tree that is larger than the one we were just cutting up. Got it pinched there a little bit. See if we can roll this. Well, there we go. No need to roll it. So we've cut right through it. As you can see, clean cut there. Now I gave measurements on our first piece, so let's take a quick look at this one. It is a touch over 5 1/4. And then right at just a touch less than 5 1/4 this way. Let's make one more pass here. Another really smooth cut. Okay folks, well hopefully you found this demonstration and review of the DEWALT 20V Max 12-inch brushless motor chainsaw to be helpful and informative. If you're interested in learning more about other types of landscape tools, check out some of the other videos that I've got here, and I'll see you guys soon.